This. All right. All right, good morning and welcome to this active flow and breathwork class. My name is Brian and I'm delighted to share this class with you today, to be here with you today. Today's class is going to be an examination of one of the 5 winds or Vayus that are in the body. The one we're going to experiment and work with today is called Samana, Samana Vayu. And it involves the effort to engage the energy of the breath around the center of the being. So it's a core-centric practice today. We're going to be working with the core, the upper hip girdle, the lower upper pelvic bowl, the abdomen, sacral area. And we'll be doing some work with breath and some work with movement to activate, energize, and enliven that area of the body. As always, we will land, we will raise gratitude, we will set intention, and then we will remember that it is your practice. And so anything that I'm doing over here is an offer, an invitation, a suggestion. The only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. Come out of any posture at any time. Take any alternate posture at any time. Anytime you feel overactivated or overstimulated, stop, re-engage. There's nothing here about over-efforting. There's nothing here about having to achieve. There's nothing here about competing. This is about being and feeling into the use of these tools to regulate our mind states. Remember our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So ensure that you have all of your supports available: blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, chairs, tissues, whatever you need to support yourself in your practice, have that available. And then utilize those supports as we go through the practice. Modify, adjust, come out of posture. Be in your own space. You are in the privacy of your own space by design. Be in that space. Be in the frequency of addressing what is happening for you in your experience of the practice, and allow yourself to listen to the wisdom of your own body, which will guide you with great clarity into where you need to be. Okay, so let us land. So I invite you to find a supported posture, whatever that means to you. Feeling into whatever part of your body is in contact with something, and then rooting into those parts of your body that are in contact, as if you could extend roots from those places your body is touching something into whatever it is touching, anchoring you, grounding you, supporting you. And from that anchoring and grounding and supporting, I invite you to lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the crown. Tuck the chin slightly, feel the release at the back of the neck, and then feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And feeling into the awareness of your breath, come into the present moment by coming into that breath. Find that inhale as it appears underneath your nasal passages. Begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils, following the inhalation all the way in and the exhalation all the way out. Holding your awareness there on your breath, being right there with the next inhale, noticing how it arrives just as it is needed. Breathing in fully down into the body cavity, front, back, and sides. No stress, no strain, no exertion, just full inhales and complete exhales. Notice how if you're like me, you might be tending to hold things in the belly, holding the belly in. Notice as you breathe into the belly, how the belly might relax and actually balloon out. Feel into the awareness of the breath going down into the body cavity. Feel into the breath on the side body and in the back of the body. Breathing in and knowing that you're breathing in. Breathing out and knowing that you're breathing out. And on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart space in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And turning your awareness into your heart space, I invite you to allow to arise gratitude. Any one thing for which you're grateful. Maybe today for you, just the possibility of gratitude. Whatever arises when gratitude is called forth, see it clearly in your mind's eye. And I invite you to anchor your gratitude in your heart space. And then if you choose to today, I invite you to set an intention for your practice, perhaps a simple intention to just be right there at each inhale, or to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space. And whatever your intention is, I invite you to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listening as the echoes of your intention reverberate in your being, I invite you, if you choose, to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose, I invite you to offer a benediction to seal your intention as you bow your chin to your grateful and intentional chest and offer that benediction as I say, Namo, Namaste. And then release the hands, lift the chin, take a full inhale. A complete exhale. And then come around to your mat. And we're going to begin today in wisdom pose or child's pose. So hips go back toward the heels in the direction of. Knees can be together, or take your thighs wide, your knees wide, so that the torso can fall between the thighs. Hands will walk out on the mat. Forehead will move toward the mat. Great place for your gear here. Block can support your forehead or your chest, supporting you in this posture. Find yourself in your child's pose and then walk your fingertips out a little bit. Feel the elbows lift, feel the underarms engage. Press through the fingertips to press the hips toward the heels in the direction of the bottom of your mat. And just breathe. Release the forehead. Breathe here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. Inhale. Exhale. Now, as you inhale, bring the hips up over the knees and notice how the shoulders come over the hands. This is our tabletop posture. We're going to work here for a moment. Now, lengthen through the crown, press back through the hips. Feel length in the side body. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your next inhale, begin to arch the lower spine, releasing the belly toward the mat, breathing down into that belly. And you'll notice how the chest tends to rise, the crown tends to rise, and the hips tend to rise. Little arching in the lower back. On the exhale, begin to round the lower back, releasing the head, chin toward chest, releasing the hips. They roll under towards the back and the knees. And you get this big flexion in the spine, this big rounding in the spine. Biceps frame the ears here. Full exhalation. Then continue those movements with your breath. Inhaling. Belly drops, spine arches, crown lifts. Exhaling. Chin tucks, hips tuck, spine rounds. Continue at your pace. Begin to find your rhythm. Everyone's breath rhythm is different. So your rhythm, your pace. We begin to move. We begin to find the alignment between the breath and the movement, so that the movement starts when the breath starts, and when the breath stops, the movement stops. The breath is driving or leading the movement here. And you may find that as your spine begins to loosen a little bit, your breath begins to increase and pace a little bit, or you may not. It's your practice. Find what you find in yours. All right. On your next inhale, lengthen, come back to that neutral tabletop. Now, if you have challenges with your wrists, you can come down onto your elbows. You can utilize your block underneath your elbows to support you here. You can do, I'm sorry about that. You can utilize your elbows on the block underneath the shoulders to support yourself here if your wrists get challenged by this posture. Remember to take breaks. You can also take a moment to just turn your fingertips out or even back underneath you to relieve the pressure on your wrist. Now, from here, we're going to walk the hands forward and bring the chest toward the back. Keep the hips high. This is our heart melting pose. So feel as if you're melting your heart into the mat. Maybe your forehead comes to the mat. Maybe use your block here, hint, hint, to support yourself on the forehead or on the chest. Breathing deep, full inhale. Complete exhale. Hop up on the fingertips, feel the underarms engage. Keep the hips high, breathe here, full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. On your next inhale, lift the crown, begin to walk the hands back underneath the shoulder. Establish yourself in your tabletop. Now, lift the left leg, press back through the heel, find the heel level with the hips, and then point the toes. Lift the crown. Now, if you have strain or stress in your back, don't lift the leg so high. And this is your inhale, getting long. And on the exhale, we're going to round the spine and bring the knee toward the nose underneath the body. Inhale, extend and lift. Exhale, round knee to nose. Continue that movement, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. And again, we're learning and feeling into allowing the breath to lead the movement, working with the breath here. One more here. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bring that knee back underneath the hip. Lengthen through the crown. Establish yourself here. And then inhale, right leg back. Press the heel back as if you're stamping the wall behind you. Then point the toes, lift the leg a little, lengthen through the crown, lift the heart. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, bring the knee to the nose, underneath the body. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round, knee to nose. Continue your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Like with your cat postures, the arching and rounding, you may find that as your spine loosens up, your breath might pick up and maybe not. But we're experimenting with moving with the breath. On your next inhale, get long. On the exhale, bring the knee underneath the hip. Walk the hands back, press the hips back, and come into, again, a child's pose. Release your hands back by your feet, palms up. Allow the wrists to release some tension that might have built up from being in tabletop posture. Flex the wrist, roll the wrist. Maybe lightly roll your head, temple to temple, massaging the forehead. And breathe here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here, take the hands long, out in front, walk them out. Exhale, come to your tabletop posture. Curl the toes of the feet. Inhale, press into the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Feel the forearms get engaged. Exhale, continue to press and lift the knees, lift the hips. Release the crown of the head toward the mat. Press the chest and stomach back toward the thighs. Release the heels in the direction of the bottom of your mat. This is your downward dog posture. Stay here for a moment and breathe. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Bend one knee and press back through the opposite heel. Breathing into the back of the body. Switch with your breath. Bend the other knee. Press back through the other heel. Breathe into the back of the body. Switch with your breath. Bend both knees. Lift the hips toward the ceiling and then back toward the wall behind you. And then begin to let the heels drop to the bottom of the mat. Notice your neck and your jaw. Let go of any tension in the neck or the jaw. Maybe shake your head lightly side to side. No tension in my neck or head. Jaw is released. Take a moment to flex your jaw. Maybe breathe out through the mouth. Open the mouth. Flex the jaw. Release the breath. Full inhale here. Complete exhale. Check your alignment. Inhale to a plank posture. Now, if you had to adjust your hands or feet slightly in order to be balanced in your plank, now you're appropriate. Pressing back through the heel, lengthening through the crown. Strong, steady, sure plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Release the head. Downward facing dog. Heels drop. Feel the backside of the body open. Breathe in. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here to a plank. Exhale. Knees, chest, chin, or lower down, reverse push-up. Come all the way to the mat. Release the tops of the feet. Press into the tops of the feet. Feel the knees engage. Inhale. Lift the crown. Lift the heart. Little to no weight in the hands. Maybe even pick up the hands. Just notice what that's like. Working the back of the body, breathing into the lower back, into the core, into the pelvic bone and the pubic bone, which you're lifting on. Breathe here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale, lower the forehead down, curl the toes. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Come all the way to the mat. Inhale, rise up. This is your cobra posture. Stay here for a moment with the breath. Feel the tops of the feet extending and pressing into the mat. The knees engaged. Feel the heart lift and come forward. Feel the crown rise. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Release the hands back along the hips. We're going to take this in sequence. On the inhale, lift the chin, maybe look forward. Breathe, stay here. On your next inhale, maybe lift the right leg. Breathe, stay here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Notice how your body will rock a little bit. Rising on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. Try to be steady and sure. On your next inhale, maybe lift the left leg. Supported. Full here. Inhale. Exhale. A full inhalation. On the exhale, lower the forehead, release the legs, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes. Inhale, press to a plank. Exhale, lift the hips, release the head and heels, come back to downward dog. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down, release the feet, release the hands. Inhale, lift the head, lift the legs. Maybe Lift the right arm. Stay here. Breathe. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Maybe inhale, lift the left hand. Full Salabhasana. Locust pose. Breathe here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, let the hands and head drop. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Come all the way down and roll to your back. Either direction, doesn't matter. We're going to begin to work the front side of the body a little bit. Hands down by the hips, palms down. Now, for additional support, you can bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones. For even more support, you bring the back of the palms underneath the SI joint. That's the top of the buttocks. This will provide additional support as required for the lower back. Otherwise, we're simply going to begin to work the core a little bit with some core related exercise. So feel your breath down into the pelvic bowl, down into the abdomen. Inhaling fully. Feel that belly rise. Let your belly rise. Don't be trying to hold that in. Just let yourself be. You're in the privacy of your own space. Just breathe deep into the pelvic bowl, into the belly, into the side ribs. Feel the breath in the back of the body supporting you. Feel the lower spine on the mat. Exhale here. On your next inhale, bring your knees over your hips. So this is sort of our, you took your arms up from your shoulders. This is your tabletop posture on your back. You can bring your hands down now because you want to use your hands to support forearms pressing here. Now, inhale the left leg long and the right knee in toward the right shoulder. Exhale, switch. Bring the right leg long and the left knee toward the left shoulder. So we're pistoning the legs here. Inhaling and exhaling. Moving an alternate leg with each breath. And again, you're aligning the movement with the breath. Core is engaged. Hip flexors are now engaged. Quads and hamstrings, gluteus, quadrilaterus, all engaged here. Steady through the core, breathing. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Find your rhythm, your pace. And again, we're simple movement and we're aligning the movement with the breath. Feel the heat engage as the core is engaged. Feel that heat begin to build. Inhale, both legs long. Exhale, slowly lower the heels. Let the toes fall up and turn the palms up and relax. Deep belly breath, full inhale. Down into the hips and feel the engagement in the hips. Maybe you feel the energetic engagement around your hip girdle. Maybe not. Notice your own experience here. Be in your own practice. Turn the palms down or bring them underneath the sits bones or the SI joint. And then we're going to lift the legs toward the ceiling. So the heels, as if you're stamping the ceiling with your heels. Flex your toes back toward your face. Now notice the tendency to bring the shoulders up here because you've engaged the core. So see if you can relax the shoulders in the back of the head and then feel that lower spine supported on the mat. Again, you have your posture with your hands. You can bring your hands where you need for more support. We're going to begin to do leg lifts here. So inhale, press long through the heels. Stamp the ceiling with the right heel. On the exhale, let the left leg lower until it just hovers above the mat. Inhale, left leg comes high. It stamps the ceiling. Exhale, low, right leg lowers, just hovering. And again, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, left leg down. It's just one leg at a time here. Just get used to the rhythm. Again, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Breathing, feeling that core engagement deep into the core. Mm-hmm. Movement with breath. Aligning the movement with the breath. Feeling into that core engagement, hip flexors working here. Feeling the engagement in the hamstring, the Achilles on the back side of the leg as you lower. The quads and hip flexors on the front side of the leg as you lift. The core holding and steadying and supporting the whole process. Breathing deep and steady and sure. One more here. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze a little bit. Feel all that tension squeeze out of the hip girdle. Maybe rock a little side to side. Woo. Maybe rotate the hips in one direction and then in the other just to balance that out. And then bring the feet to the mat. Heels near the hips. Maybe you can feel your heels lightly with the fingertips, maybe not. Maybe you're just in the same area code between your hands and your heels. It's not important. What's important is that you feel that you can press into the feet. Feel the engagement as you press into the feet. The knees will stay parallel in alignment with the hips. Now, as you press into the feet and tilt the pelvic bowl, begin to lift the shoulders and the upper back. Lift the arms. Feel that core engage. No stress, no strain, no overexertion. Lengthen through the crown. So tendency here to tuck the chin. Keep the sternum and the chin in alignment so that the spine is long, but the shoulders and neck and head are lifted. This is the inhale posture. On the exhale, you're just going to simply reach toward your right heel with your right hand. Maybe you get the heel, maybe you get the instep, maybe you get the toes, maybe you can extend past your toes. It doesn't matter. Find your, and then inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand will go toward the left heel. And then continue. Inhale, center, right hand, right heel. Inhale, center, exhale, left hand, left heel. So you're continuing to work this core and the side body. So your obliques are getting engaged here. All of your abdominal muscles. Maybe it's warming up where you are. Maybe not. Find your breath. Again, everything is about moving with the breath. The alignment of movement with breath. Breath leads in all of these. We're working with the Vayu, the breath. Literally, Vayu means wind. In yoga, there are 5 Vayus or winds that relate to the 5 aspects of the breath within the body. We're working primarily here today with Samana Vayu, the core-centric Vayu. Processing Vayu, allowing you to process what's happening in your reality, what's happening in your body and mind, soul. It has to be processed so that it can be moved through. Winds move things through. Stay with this one more. Inhale to center. Exhale. Lower the back of the neck, back of the shoulder, back of the head. Turn the palms up. Walk the feet out to the wide edges of the mat and let the knees fall together. This is your active rest posture. Notice that the abdomen will release. Maybe put your hands to your abdomen for a moment and notice, yeah, you got that jelly belly now. Yeah, let all that go right now. And allow release. So we work between dynamic engagement and integrative release. We're releasing here. This is a posture. This is a part of the practice. It's dynamically integrating all the energy that we just generated into that specific area. Core engaged now, right? All right. All right, let's continue through. We're right on time. Look, when the plant comes out. Walk the feet back in towards each other till they're in alignment with the hips. And then we're going to bring the hands down alongside the hips. And we're going to press into the feet and begin to tilt the pelvic bowl. So you'll feel the lower part of the buttocks begin to lift. Continue that tilt, continue that rolling, continue that lifting so that the full buttocks rise off the mat. And you'll feel that roll up into your lower back. Maybe you can continue to roll up so that the lower back lifts off the mat. Maybe this is your edge. Maybe you can roll a little further and feel into the middle back lifting. And now all of the weight is in the upper back and shoulders. No weight in the head or neck. Belly button lifts to the sky. Engage through the core and the side body so that maybe you shine a little brighter, lift a little higher, shine the heart. Notice the tendency of the knees to fall open, so rotate the thighs inward, get a little more lift here. This is your bridge posture. Inhale here. And then begin to pulse this. Exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time till the buttocks are just hovering above the mat at the end of the exhale. And then on the inhale, you begin to roll back up. Lifting back into your bridge with the breath. Work with the breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Breath starts, movement stop. Breath starts, movement starts. Breath stops, movement stops. A couple more here. Feel into that. So now maybe your pace picks up a little bit. If you find yourself stressing and exerting, I encourage you to back off. We want to be calm, steady, sure. We're working with the core here. We want to be centered in the core of our being. We want to be steady and sure in that core, that place of stillness and self-purpose, self-discipline, self-will. Yeah, that third chakra. Manipura, the third chakra. The seat of self-discipline, self-will, self-expression. Couple more here. Inhale up, shine a little brighter, full expression of yourself here. Hold the posture, but not the breath. Breathe in, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. As you exhale, slowly roll down. Release, then release the knees in toward the chest. Reach up and squeeze, and then just a little gentle rock side to side. Nice, nice work. All right. We got one more here before our twist, and then we're going to do some breathing and come into our guided rest. So we're going to work a little bit in the hip here with our supine pigeon posture. So take the legs long for a moment. Release the hands by the hips, palms up, let the toes fall open. Deep belly breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. Lengthen through the crown, release the shoulders. Pull down on the side ribs, feel the lower back on the mat. A lot of us have an arch there on the lower back. We want to release that, feel that support. The full spine is supported. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, here we go. Now, bring the heels and toes together, knees toward the ceiling, heels toward the hips. We'll start on the left side. So, inhale, the left leg towards the ceiling. Press the heel to the ceiling, flex the toes back toward the face. Now, reach up behind the left leg anywhere and just gently guide the left knee back toward the face. Create that little bit of space there before you do the rotation. And then rotate your left hip so that your left knee falls away from your face. Keep the left toes flexed to protect the knee. And you're going to gently fold that left leg so that the left foot drops outside of the right knee. So feel your ankle bone, that little knobby bone on the outside of your ankle. Feel that ankle bone basically hook just outside the right knee. Now you continue to, as I said, continue to flex the toes of the left foot toward the knee. That holds that left knee in support. And then you're just rotating open through the left hip. So the left knee is moving away from the face. Now, this might be your edge. You can be here. If you like, you can bring your left hand between your legs and your right hand outside your right thigh, and maybe you find your hands clasping behind the right thigh. The left forearm, the left elbow will be supporting the inside of the left thigh, keeping the left thigh open. Maybe your right foot lifts off the mat, maybe not. Maybe you straighten your right leg so that shin comes parallel to the mat, maybe not. Maybe you straighten your right leg, stamping the ceiling with your right foot, flexing the right toes back toward your face. This is what they call supine pigeon or figure 4. It's like an upside down 4 if you look at it that way. This is your big hip opener. But the core is engaged here. We're working through the core, the abdomen, the hip flexors, and breathing. Full inhale. Breathe deep into the backside of that left hip. Complete exhale. Now notice the tendency, scrunch the neck and engage, so relax the shoulders, relax the chin, relax the back of the head. Breathe, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. If your right leg is high, bring it back parallel to the mat. If your right leg is parallel to the mat, bring your right foot back to the mat. If your hands are around the left thigh, release the hands. Begin to lift the left foot off of the right thigh and then slowly straighten the right leg, rotate the left knee back. Straighten the left leg, rotate the left knee back in alignment with the hip, and then lower the left leg long. Take the right leg out to join it, let the toes fall open, let the palms fill up. Now, notice your hips. Your hips may feel different. They may feel out of alignment. One leg might feel longer than the other. One hip might feel higher than the other. Notice your own experience. Notice the effect of your practice. It's all about your effects. What is happening for you in your practice? Bring the heels and toes together. Heels toward the hips, knees toward the ceiling. You're going to lift the right leg high, stamp the ceiling, reach up behind the right leg, gently pull that right leg towards your face a little bit, create a little space, and then gently begin to rotate the right knee away from the face, flexing the right toes to protect the knee, and then dropping the right foot so that it hooks just outside the left thigh. Now you may notice significant differences one side or the other, especially if you've had some knee issues. So be mindful of your body. Listen to your body. Be aware of what your body is asking you, telling you, requesting that you do, suggesting that you do. This might be your edge. Stay here with the right toes flexed, protect that knee, just opening that right hip, moving the right knee away from the face, relaxing through the shoulders and head. Maybe you reach your right hand between your legs, left hand around the thigh. Maybe you hook your hands behind the thigh. Maybe you have the flexibility to hook your hands in front of the left shin. It's all individualized here. Find what your body needs. Maybe your left leg lifts. Maybe your left shin comes parallel to the mat. Maybe you take your left leg high, stamping the ceiling with your left heel, flexing the toes on the left foot toward the face, and breathing into your figure 4. Supine pigeon, full inhale. Complete exhale. a full inhalation, a complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. If your left leg is high, maybe you bring it parallel to the mat. Complete exhale. If your left leg is parallel to the mat, maybe you bring your left foot back to the mat. Release your hands if they're around your left thigh. Inhale, take the right leg gently off the knee and press high through the ceiling. Release the right leg long. Release the left leg out to join it. Let the toes fall up and let the palms fall up, and breathe here. Breathe deep, belly into full belly inhale. Ooh, complete exhale. Let's see where we are. All right. Perfect timing here. So, all right. Let's do a brief twist so that we can twist out any tension that we might have had. We'll do a simple twist here. So you're going to bring the knees toward the ceiling, the heels toward the hips. And then you're going to walk the feet out toward the wide edges of your mat and let the knees fall together in active rest like we did earlier. Then you're going to take your hands out from your shoulders 60 to 90 degrees with the palms up to create space for your legs. Inhale, get warm through the crown. Feel the lower spine of the mat. Exhale, just let both knees drop to the left. Gently. They don't have to go to the floor. They just need to allow your hips to open. Inhale back to center. The knees will be touching, right? So remember, your knees are leaning in toward each other, supporting each other at the top of the exhale, at the top of the inhale, excuse me, at the top. And then on the exhale, you're just going to let both knees go to the right. And then work with your breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. It's like windshield wipering the legs. And then find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, and your practice. See if you can make this feel very releasing, very juicy, allowing everything to just kind of let go. And working with the breath still, right? Alignment with breath. Nice work. One more time here. Inhale to center. Walk the feet back together. Bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees. Lift the crown toward the knees. Squeeze into a tight little ball. Squeeze. Inhale here and hold the breath while squeezing tightly. Squeeze. And exhale, release. Toes fall open. Knees move as wide, heels move as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Palms turn up. Now we're going to move into guided rest with a breath. So before we do that, take a moment here in this posture to provide yourself with any additional supports that you may want in this posture. Maybe you have an eye cloth. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl. Maybe you have a bolster. All right. And we're going to ground into this place of rest here. And we're going to utilize some imaging in our breath to support full release. And so, as you find yourself in this supported posture, releasing and letting go, feeling the full backside of your body supported, feeling the entirety of the backside of your body being held by gravity in your mat, releasing into that support, that cushioning, that cocooning, that gentle hug, that holding, being held, being supported, letting go. I'm just going to work with our breath a little bit here to further release. So we're going to breathe as if we had our nose and mouth were at the soles of our feet. Just imagine that. You're breathing from the soles of your feet. Your nose and mouth are at the soles of your feet. And then breathe in. Up through the ankles, shins, knees, thighs, hips, abdomen. Into the core of the body. And then exhale, reverse the flow. Imagine you're breathing out from the core of your being, your solar plexus, the navel area, navel point. Breathing out down through the hips, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, and out the soles of your feet. Then we're going to imagine that we're breathing in from the ankles and breathing from the ankles to the core of our being. And reversing on the exhale from the core down through the hips and legs and out the ankles. And then we're going to continue imagining now that we're breathing from the shins into the core of our being. And breathing out down through the shins. No stress, no strain. Breathing from the knees up through the thighs and hips into the core. Breathing out from the core down through the hips and thighs and out the knees. Breathing from the thighs into the core. Breathing out from the core down through the thighs. From the hips, from the sacral area, from the lower pelvic bowl, breathing up through the abdomen to the core. Breathing out from the core down through the sacral triangle. And then from the abdomen, right there, full 360, right at the center of your being. Now we're going to imagine that we're breathing from the crown of the head. So just outside and above the top of your head, you're breathing from there down through the skull, through the neck, through the chest, and into the core of the being. And then breathing out in reverse, up through the chest, neck, skull, and out the crown. Breathing from the third eye and placed in the center of the skull, behind the brows, between the ears, down through the neck, chest, and into the core of the being. Breathing out, up through the heart, chest, neck, and out the third eye. From the throat, breathing in, down to the core. Breathing out from the core through the throat. From the chest and shoulders down to the core. And out from the core through the chest and shoulder. From the heart down to the core. From the core out through the heart. And then finally at the core, full 360 breath, front, back, sides. Feel that circulation around the torso at the core of your being, the breath in and the breath out. And then release the pattern, release the breath, release all awareness and analysis of the practice and the breath. Just let yourself be. You're in rest now, letting go completely, noticing your own experience, allowing yourself to just be held No need to do or be anything. Just simply resting, feeling into the stillness that might be available, feeling into this gift of rest, this possibility perhaps of freedom from all of the demands of your life and your day and your being, this wonderful gift of stillness and silence. And if you find that you're one of those beings who's very challenged by their mind, just cannot accept an opportunity to rest, then I just invite you to suggest to your mind that it simply go on a curious journey around your body. Just simply exploring from crown to sole of your feet, S-O-L-E, to the top of your head, to the bottom of your feet, just exploring with curiosity where there might be any sense of tension, any constriction, any contraction, just to notice with interest and curiosity. And then your mind will have a task, and that may help it from being distracted from this opportunity to rest here. And in this place of rest, we're going to explore for the next couple minutes the awesome power of silence. If perchance you notice that you're attention has wandered away from your intention and from your body, just bring gratitude to that noticing. And then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. Being aware of the breath, reconnecting with the breath, begin to reconnect with your body, perhaps wiggling your toes and your fingers, maybe rotating your wrists and your ankles. Continuing to reacclimate to your body. When you are ready, slowly bring your knees toward the ceiling, your heels toward your hips, and extend your right arm alongside your head, bicep framing the ear. Take a moment here in this posture to feel your supports in preparation for rolling to your right side. And as you are prepared, and only as you are prepared, gently roll to your right side, letting that right arm cradle your head and neck. Take a moment here on your right side to reacclimate to being in your body again and preparing yourself to come upright. And as you are prepared, and only as you are prepared, I invite you to bring your left arm in front of your chest and gently use it to support, leveraging yourself back to a seated posture. As you reestablish yourself in your seat, reconnect with your supports, root down into whatever's touching, lengthen and align, feel into the connection of yourself to the present moment. And then as you inhale, float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space and allow to arise in your heart space, again, gratitude, perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful today. And as you hold yourself and witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful rest for as long as you like. And when you do finally rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go off your mat and out into your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.